Hi, UVM Chemistry Department. This is Jay Jenkins with Pearson Education, and this is a quick walkthrough of the Mastering Chemistry site that we went through last week, and I just wanted to follow up. So of course, for those of you who were new to Mastering Chemistry, if you just Google Mastering Chemistry, you'll see it come up. And then you can click on Sign into Mastering Chemistry. You will want to click on the one that actually says Mastering Chemistry right here. And once you click on that, it will take you to the Mastering Chemistry website, and you'll want to see red, because red means it is the standard Mastering Chemistry. And then from here, you'll sign in over here with your username and password. If you're having problems remembering what that is, you can click your Forgot Username and Password and put your email address in there. If you do not have an account, please let us know, and we will certainly get you an account right away. Also, once you're looking for items and things about mastering, you can look at our features area, which will walk you through some of the Mastering Chemistry features that are general to Mastering Chemistry, not necessarily the TRO structures and properties. But also the training and support is really important, because obviously if you're new to it, or if you're deciding to leave a different technology to come to mastering, you'll want to get up to speed quick. And so we have a quick start guide, we have planning toolkits, you can request virtual training. Of course, I'm always available for training as well. And I do apologize for speaking so fast, but I want to get through to the video as quickly as possible so you don't have to watch this for 10 minutes. Because I understand time is valuable. And so there's an implementation guide, and then most importantly is probably going to be the how-to videos, which will have a list of videos of all the things you could possibly want to do when you're first starting to get started with your course. One thing might be you might want to look at how to create an assignment or even a course, and so you can easily do your control find on your browser and put the word create in there, and then notice every iteration of create will pop up for us, and we can go through and find out what exactly we were looking for. So the how-to videos under the training and support will be very helpful for you if you want to find out more or figure out how to perform a certain task. Now I'm going to go right into the Mastering Chemistry course for the structures and properties, and we're going to talk about a few things that we did talk about at the presentation. First of all, we are very dedicated to making sure your students are up to speed with the product, and also up to speed with the content knowledge that they should have prior to the actual start date of the course. So the first thing is we always have the Introduction to Mastering Chemistry, which everybody should work through, and it's just about how to use Mastering Chemistry. So that's always there. The other thing we talked about was the Chemistry Primer. Now the Chemistry Primer is basically a diagnostic for your students, for them to actually go through and figure out how well they're prepared for the course on day one. And then they can remediate from those areas, and we'll actually get information on that. So as you can see, they go over things like, just welcome to general chemistry, overview of naming conventions and things like that. And if you want to see the actual assignment, you can click into Student View. And then from there, you'll see all the items are here. And you'll notice the first one is listed twice because I was showing you that you do have the ability to edit any of the content available to you. And you don't have to have a knowledge of a software language or anything like that. You can actually use our simple editor to go in and add something like a video, which is what I did over here. So inside of this particular problem, everything here was already there for me, but I decided to go and I chose copy and edit, or edit item once it's your item. And then from there, I actually entered in just a video link that says watch this, which is a video on the Chemistry Primer. So if you are interested in watching the video on the Chemistry Primer, you can do that by clicking on that link right inside the student view there. Okay. The other thing we talked about was the fact that mastering also provides a lot of math remediation, because we know that students tend to struggle inside of the math review. So if you go to the item library, you'll be able to see all of the content that's available that isn't necessarily in the textbook. So there's a Introduction to Chemistry, which is just about working with the Mastering Chemistry. And then there's a Mathematics Review. There's also a Chemistry Review and the Chemistry Primer. So there's actually 3 different areas that we try to focus on for you to create assignments, whether they be practice or just get ready assignments for your students, so they will get up to speed quickly with the course content and know exactly where their weaknesses are, and they can try to remediate those. The Math Review assignment is a great assignment to have available the entire semester. As you can see, we have filters here that you can sort by if you'd like, and depending on the content that will be available in that particular area that you're using the drop down to get to, the filters there'll be more or less depending on what content is available there. But like I was saying, the math review content is a great place for you to create an assignment that's available the entire semester, and then when you're having a student that's maybe struggling with graphs, they can come here and work on how to interpret graphs, or maybe they're having problems with reasoning or common multiples or solving linear equations and quadratic equations and so forth. So if they're having problems on these math problems on the test, you can direct them here and we try to remediate them. We use Mastering Chemistry, and we also use our world-leading math software, My Math Lab, to do this. The other assignment that we created that we wanted to talk about that's TRO-specific was the key concepts, the interactive worked examples, and the pause and predict videos. And so I did create an assignment, and if you'd like, I can always load this assignment into your course as well. Just let me know. I can add this to your course. But if you go to the student view, and I show you the course, so every chapter has a key concept video, and lots of these key concept videos are actually followed up by what's called an interactive worked example. So we don't just leave the student with just the animation in that question. We actually build on it and we try to strengthen their knowledge. So in here you can see the key concept video. This is on the mole concept, so the student would come here and they would watch the video on the mole concept, and after they've watched the video, and just know everything's closed caption.
You have now seen that a main theme of chemistry is that matter is particulate. It is composed of...
You'll also notice that it is Neva Tro that actually does the video, so the author is very well tied to the actual technology as well, and does a lot of work inside of the technology as well as the textbook. We try to keep these things linked as closely as possible. So you can go into your course and you can look this up and you can see it. And then once the student is done watching the video, then they go back. They go back to the question and they can start to begin answering the questions. And they might answer a question like this. And notice when they submit it, they get wrong answer feedback that tries to guide them back to the correct answer. And each one of these questions, when they put in the wrong attempt, actually changes based on the misconception that the system is figuring out the student is having. And of course, at any time, students can come down and use the hints. And the hints are either going to be declarative, like this one, where we just give them a piece of information that they possibly could need to get the problem completed, or sometimes they're going to be Socratic, and the hints will actually ask questions and the students will have to be interactive, and it's more of a tutoring session, because the overall goal of mastering is not to be a homework grader. Lots of systems do that. A lot of students are happy about that because it's very easy to kind of game, very easy to use. It just gives you a yes, it's correct, yes, it's incorrect. But what we tend to do is we try to make this a thinking program. We want students to think about what they know, think about what they don't know, and we want them to actually get some information out of the actual questions and the media. And as I mentioned, we've just gone to an interactive worked example. I went to the second question, and so then there's another part of the mole concept video that's related specifically to just the example 2.11 in the book. And again, this shows how we are really tied to both the concept of the text and the concept of the technology. It is an integrated piece of information. The two tools work together to try to help the students be more successful. And this video is definitely getting long in the tooth. We're at 8 minutes, almost 9-minute mark, so I'm not going to go much longer here. But if you do have other questions, please feel free to contact us and ask us. We'd be very happy to help you get to the knowledge that you need. Thank you so much for your time again. I appreciate it, and we look forward to working with you in the future.